Hello, and welcome to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. I am your founder, and I am also the host for this great series that we have been doing. We're on week 18, I believe, and my name is issacharbey. I want to thank you. I am the director of the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. And if this is your first time, I would like for you to let us know what city, state, what country you're listening from. Let us know how have you found us. Also, if this is your first time listening in, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We are forever grateful for your attendance. We want to thank all of you for continuing to be a part of this great series that we have started. We're getting a lot of feedback, a lot of people who are diving in and jumping in and letting me know that what we're teaching is giving them a level of expansion. It's actually bringing back a level of remembrance to them, some of the things that we talked about that they used to do, or that maybe they knew what to do or how to do it, but they just never did it. And so now they're moving into a place of actual application where they are applying these teachings and these precepts and concepts and golden nuggets. And so we are forever grateful. Got a lot of feedback last week about the 5 things that you want to do before the end of the year, and then circle the top 3 and begin to work on those. I think that it's imperative that everybody should already be in 2025. We should already know what we're doing, where we're going, what do we want to accomplish. Remember, the best way to create the future, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And so if we're going to create 2025, we're already in 2025. We're already, and some of you, that's why it's imperative that you connect with somebody who has the ability to see, somebody who has the ability to help you lay it out. Because you could be doing the right thing, but at the wrong time. And so it's imperative that you get with a seer, that you get with an astrologer, that you get with somebody who can open up the heavens, who can begin to make it clear, to make it visible to you, how to maneuver in the years to come. Now, I will say this. Everything that we've discussed has always been about going within so that we can get the results that we need outside. And nothing changes in that. I want to make this very clear. We are in a year of an election year. It's been a lot of things happening. It's been a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. I do believe as we get closer to August, to the Democratic National Convention, that there will be a lot more roller coasters up and down. There will be maybe a lot of twists and turns, and we may see some other things happening. What we have to focus on is not to get caught up in the hoorah, the this and that, who's better, who's this. Always remember, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are 2 sides of the same coin. And so I think that the most important thing you can focus on is how to create your own reality, how to put yourself in a position to win. Because I believe as you focus on that, you getting yourself in position, you focusing on you, will put you in the right place at the right time to do the right things, to get the things that you need. And you don't have to get caught up into all of the hoorah, allowing fear, allowing disappointment, allowing betrayal, just allowing all of those things to enter into your mind when you don't have to worry about that at all. Everybody comes to me and asks me what I think. I tell them I don't even pay attention to any of that, because I understand that it doesn't matter who wins. I am the architect of my own universe. I create my own reality. And there's a lot of things that happens within that. And I probably would have to discuss this on a phone call and not necessarily on YouTube. But when it comes to those things, I just tell people not to get caught up. Whoever you're with, whoever you like is wonderful. Be for that person, vote, do everything you want to do. But what I'm saying to you is that it doesn't matter who wins. Agenda, policy is still going to be played out. Whatever the agenda is, whatever the policy that they want to play out will still play out no matter who's in there. You just need to focus on you and focus on how to move into a place where you can elevate, where you can become the person that you want to come, that you can live the lifestyle and have the experiences that you want to experience. And I think that that's the most important thing. We're coming into some trying times ahead of us. And if you're not centered, if you're not wedged in, I would use the word wedged in. If you're not centered, wedged in, if you're not locked in, you can be caught into the herd. And you can be in a position of being involved in things that really don't concern you and don't really have any control over you. And so I think that it's imperative that you focus on you. And that's why we're focusing on creating our own reality. We're focusing on getting the things done that we want to get done. We're focusing on creating our 2025. What year does that mean? And why it's imperative that everybody needs to see somebody is because you don't know what kind of year you're in. Everybody has different years. Next year for you could be a year where you just need to sit down and relax. Don't do anything. It could be a year for you to go back and finish something that you've already started. It could be a year. It's so many different things that happen for certain people that you just need to know. That's why I said you could be doing the right thing. Some of you that are listening to me, you may want to do the right thing. For instance, there's people on here that want to publish books. There's people that here want to launch a project. There's certain times that you need to do that. That's the best of your advantage. We gave you the 7 52-day cycles. And it's very ironic because I'm getting ready to enter into my good period and starting August the 5th, which would be a very favorable time for me during my 7th 52-day cycle. Those of you who are just listening, you can go back and listen to that teaching where we taught about the 7 52-day cycles, where everybody from your birthday to your next birthday, you will go through 7 52-day cycles. Each one of those 52-day cycles are very they're very detailed as to what you should do in each one of those cycles and what you should not do. And so I'm giving you these teachings and this knowledge and this science because it works. These are the things that the higher ups at the higher levels are also using, and that they're also consulting astrologers. You know, J.P. Morgan always said that millionaires don't need astrologers, billionaires do. So, you know, there was a woman by the name of Evangeline Adams, and she was an astrologer. And back in those days, they thought that astrology was a divination. They thought it was like voodoo, hoodoo. They thought that it was some kind of witchery and all this kind of stuff. So they began to start locking astrologers up. And she went to court, and the judge gave her a chart of her son, of his son. It was a man. He gave this astrologer the chart of the son and says, if this is a science, if this is something that is calculated based on the planets in the sky and based on astronomy and all of this stuff that you're telling me, then tell me something about this chart. And she was able to tell the judge that the chart that he gave her, whoever this was, the person died by drowning, and it was the judge's son. Now, all charges were dropped. He realized, and it was declared that astrology is not what everybody thinks it is. It's actually a science. But I say that to say this. That same astrologer also told J.P. Morgan, do not get on the Titanic boat. She told him, don't get on the Titanic. He came to her and says, you know, there's this Titanic ship going out. We're going to go on it. And she argued with him and pleaded with him not to go based on some things she saw in his chart. And lo and behold, we know what happened with the Titanic. So I'm just letting you know that you want to make sure you're in the right place at the right time, that you're doing the right things, that you are moving in the right direction of wherever it is that you want to go. Some of you want to launch things, you want to start things, you want to buy houses. There's a time to do everything. And I think that it's just imperative that we just be in the right place and do things the right way. We're already at the end of July. We're getting ready to enter into August. This year is flying by extremely fast. I think that it's imperative that we get even more focused and that we really take a look at creating some sort of accountability within ourselves as to where am I going? What am I doing? I mentioned to you guys a few weeks ago, and it's even more imperative. Everybody who's listening to me, you got to get your credit in order. You got to get your credit in order. Credit is something that's valuable, that's extremely, extremely, I would say, I would almost say credit in this and its approach can be somewhat valuable than money because there's so many things you can do with it. It actually opens up the portals for you to get access to more money. But the way that the world is connected in the direction that we're moving into, it's going to be very imperative that you set yourself up and you put yourself in a better position wise. So I would just put that out there for those of you who are looking to do that. Just make sure that you heed to what I'm saying. And everything that I say, like I said, you guys can do your own research. You can go look into it for yourself. And you can go and make your sound decisions. Always go within. If you fail to go within, you must learn to live without. I want you guys to get in a nice, comfortable position if you can. And I want you to, in a quiet space, close your eyes and just meditate. And get in a place of becoming centered where we can release everything out of our presence and just be at one. I want you to take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Again, take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Once again, take a deep breath and inhale, and exhale. In the recognition of divine abundance that flows through all creation, I affirm and declare the principle of securing the bag in my life. I acknowledge that the bag represents the unlimited prosperity and abundance that is available to me. I know that I am a divine expression of the source of all abundance, and I am worthy of experiencing financial security and freedom. I affirm that I am a magnet for financial prosperity. I attract wealth and abundance into my life effortlessly and easily. I align my thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the vibration of abundance, knowing that I am a co-creator of my reality. I trust in the divine guidance and wisdom of the universe to lead me towards opportunities that will secure the bag. I am open and receptive of receiving unexpected blessings and divine support for all my financial well-being. I affirm and declare that I am a powerful co-creator of my financial reality. I securely and confidently secure the bag, knowing that I am deserving of financial prosperity. I am supported by the infinite abundance of the universe, and I trust in its divine timing. And so it is, and so it is. Once again, if you're just tuning in, please hit the like button. Also subscribe, and you can also share this program. By you hitting the like button, you actually help us out. It allows us to raise the algorithms, and it makes our teachings more visible on Facebook where other people can see and join in, and it kind of expands us and gives us a bigger territory and better visibility for those to see us. And so we are forever grateful for you guys being obedient to hitting that like button. Today we want to talk about securing the bag. You know, the young people, the hip-hop industry, culture, they use the terminology secure the bag. And, of course, what they're talking about is money. They're talking about securing the bag. First of all, I love that acronym or that phrase they use because when they say secure the bag, they're talking about a money bag. You see it in the social medias. You see how they talk about securing the bag, and it's a picture of a money bag. First of all, you are the bag. I want you to understand that you are the money bag. You are the bag. And securing the bag, when they speak of it, they speak of securing the bag as to let me go and do a project, whether it's a movie, whether it's an album, whether it's a video. I'm going to secure the bag. I'm going to go on tour. And they're speaking of it from a physical perspective to where they're talking about physically securing the bag. And that's wonderful and that's great. But we're in this game for longevity. We're not here just to secure one or two bags because we understand that we are mental alchemists and we know how to transfer our thoughts into reality. And so when we talk about securing the bag, we understand that we are the bag and that we're not just going to get a physical bag, but we are the bag. How we secure the bag, which is us, is by how we think and we operate inwardly. Because as long as you realize that you are the bag and that you're securing the bag, you can never run out of money. If you ever heard any of them speak, they always say, well, you know, I got to go to Miami. I got to do this because I got to go get the bag. I got to go get this bag over here that they're giving me to do this video, to do this movie. And that's great that they're getting the bag and that they're doing those things. But imagine if they had the consciousness that we had to understand that, yes, you going over to that and getting that bag is wonderful. But what if you actually realized that you were the bag? And that there were unlimited opportunities for you to see yourself becoming that bag and utilizing that. Securing the bag. Security always starts from within. A lot of us think security is bodyguards, the ring cameras, video cameras outside, lights outside. Those things are security for us on a physical aspect. But understand that which is temporary, that which is tangible is temporary. That which is intangible is eternal. Your security must always come from within. Because you are the one that secure your thoughts. You secure your feelings. these are the things that you secure and you protect, because these are the things that actually matter. See, we live in a world where everybody's dealing with things from the outward perception, but when you really get to know somebody, I've always said this, when people date each other, you're not dating the person you're looking at. I know the guy looks good. He has a six-pack. You know, the woman has a Coke bottle shape. She looks wonderful, and we're attracted to those things. But when you really get to know that person, what you're really dealing with is the inside. You're dealing with their minds, who they are intellectually, emotionally. That's who you're dealing with. So when we talk about securing the bag, the concept comes into play. How do I secure me? Because I am the bag. I want you to type that in the chat room. I am the bag. Secure. I am the bag. How do I secure me? Because I'm the bag, and I want to constantly keep money coming in. I want to constantly have money flowing in and out. Why? Because money is currency, and currency was designed to flow. Money is not designed to stay put. That's why we talked about all the time of many of you getting into the stock market, many of you looking into stocks, and we mentioned to you guys about the equity group on I can't think of the platform, but the equity group and on Clubhouse, the equity group on Clubhouse, where they go through stock tips, they go through how to use Robinhood, they go through the new features that come out, they go through selecting stocks, looking at the different approaches of how to pick a stock and why are we looking at this stock and what stocks do we think are going to do good and well. I had you guys a while back take a look at all the companies you use, all the products you use, and realize that you don't just have to buy those products, but you can be owners of those products. So there's a lot. Money is designed to move. It's designed to move as a currency. And so I think it's imperative, those of you that want to get into real estate, some of you may want to, I saw a commercial the other day that was very, very interesting to me. The man says he put in front of a monkey, they put down money and bananas. And of course, the monkeys went and grabbed the bananas, not knowing that if they grab the money, they can buy unlimited amounts of bananas. But they just took the bananas and left the money. He also talks about us as people, we do the same things. Because if I put a job and a business in front of you, 90% of the people will go for the job and not for the business, not knowing that the business will give you much more opportunities and make much more money than the job will. But, of course, it's all about consciousness. It's all about how we think. And that's why it's imperative. Everything I teach comes from within. It has to be a changing from the inside out, not from the outside in. When people come to me, they get very frustrated because they have tried to correct and help and fix their situation outwardly, and you can't do that. That's why you're in the position that you're in, because you're attempting to change things from the outside in. If you want to change your money circumstance, you have to do it from the inside out. In securing the bag, there's so many different variables that come into play. Because I think if we're going to secure the bag and you are the bag, you as a person have to utilize so many different forms of yourself. You have to become so many different people. And I think that the ability to shift and adjust is imperative. Anybody who's in a relationship, anybody who has a family, anybody who has brothers and sisters, a mother and a father, anybody who has maybe children, you realize that for everybody in your family, you're a different person. So, for instance, Sally is going to be a certain person to her mother. She's going to be totally different to her father. That means when she gets with her father, there's a different individual that comes out of her than the one that came out of her mother. When she gets with her brothers and sisters, they see a different form of Sally than the mother and father saw. She has children now. All of her children see a different form of their mother, Sally, because they pull out what it is that they need from her. So one of her sons may be need a lot of attention and a lot of love, so she's more hugging and more giving attention to him. The other brother may not need that. So in securing the bag, there's so many different forms of you that you need to be able to activate in order to secure the bag on a inward level. I talked about this before. I think it's called the architects of wealth. You can go back and listen to that. But the archetypes are so powerful, they actually are very vital for us to be able to secure the bag. The archetypes helped us to identify our primary span of who we are, brings us to a level of understanding and knowing. It helps us to eliminate, to emulate the positive attributes and behaviors that align us with financial abundance, right? They help us to create a financial plan that incorporates the strategies and principles needed for that particular archetype. Everybody should be planning. As a matter of fact, that's one of the archetypes is the planner, and we'll get into that. Also, finding balance. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. You never want to be so earthly minded that you know heavenly good. You never want to be too heavenly minded that you know earthly good. You want balance. The first archetype that I want to talk about real quickly is the visionary. One that embraces their creativity, long-term planning, to visualize and pursue ambitious financial goals with a focus on future trends and opportunities. Listen, everybody that's listening to me, we have to take the focused. There's so many people in this world that don't even know why they're born. They don't even know, they don't have a clue of what their purpose is. They don't have a clue of what their destiny is. You have to know which direction in life you want to move into. What is your end game? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you want to see yourself being, doing, and having? Because the only person that can stop you is you. And I think that we get so caught up in life that we don't realize that we have the ability to control life instead of kind of letting life control us. And mark my words, what I'm saying to you now, it doesn't probably make sense. It may go over your head, and may go through one ear out the other. But what I'm saying is in a couple of months before the end of this year, what I'm saying to you today will make a hell of a lot of sense. When I tell you that you do not want to be in a position to where you allow life to dictate to you and to show you how to live, but instead you tell life how you want to live. And so I think that that's imperative. The strategist is another archetype that you must embrace and awaken within yourself. The analytical, the methodical, the detail-oriented, developed detailed financial plans and strategies using data research to make decisions that manage risk effectively. Listen, if we're going to be money magnet mindset, if we're going to have a money magnet, a money manifestation mindset, you have to start learning the language of money. You have to start speaking the language of money. You got to start operating with money. You know, those of you that may not have an understanding of what I'm talking about, Start this week, every morning, just turn on your TV to MSNBC and start watching as they talk about stocks and start talking about different companies. They start talking about the CEO of this company and what's going on with this company, and start listening to they talk about the Dow Jones, and they start talking about Vanguard, and they start talking about all these different things. And whatever it is that you heard and you don't understand, Google it. Begin to Google it. Go on YouTube and find a video about it and start beginning to learn. Expand your knowledge. Expand. Because you don't want to be left behind. You don't want to be left out in the cold. Why? Because you couldn't take the time out to focus on what it is that you needed to do. There's so many of you listening to me right now that's sitting on millions of dollars. How many ideas you have in you, how many books you have in you, how many businesses that you have inside of you, great ideas. Remember, money chases great ideas, and you have great ideas inside of you, but you just refuse to apply these things to your life. And then you become frustrated because life is not moving the way that you want it, but it's almost like a person wanting things to happen but not doing anything to assist with the shift in their life. It's almost like what they call insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. That they call that insanity. And so as a strategist, the archetype strategist, you have to be able to strategize in life. You have to be able to make changes and understand this is the outcome I want, and so this is how I'm going to do it. I told you guys before, back in New York City, I was heavy into acting. And whenever I show up to a movie or to a video set, we shot the ending of the movie first and then went back to the beginning. For instance, I was in the movie The Best Man, the first one, with Taye Diggs and Terrence Howard and Nia Long. And we shot the ending of the movie first. We shot the wedding and everything at first. So we always went to the end and then worked backwards. The same thing with you. What is your expected end? If you know what you want to accomplish in 2025, let's go ahead and write that down, and let's just backtrack now. How can we get there? How can we get to that expected end of what it is that you want to accomplish? The next archetype that's extremely important is the archetype of the investor. You must become an investor on so many different levels. Investing your time, your energy, your money, and your efforts. Risk taker, right? Identify and seize investment opportunities, diversify assets, prioritize long-time wealth accumulation through wise investments. Yes, you must become an investor. When you invest your money, you allow your money to work for you, and it begins to grow. Compound interest, investing in dividend stocks that pay out every quarter or sometimes every month. Sometimes, these are investments. Some of you may be listening and say, I don't have any clue about any of this stuff. Yes, you can begin today and start learning about how to invest, $100 every 2 weeks, or every time you get paid, you take a certain amount of money out and you get to invest. Why? Because you want your money to start growing for you, right? You want to start getting into infinite banking and all of these different things that they have available for us. Getting your credit in order. Why? Because getting your credit in order allows you to open up the business that we were talking about, entrepreneurship, and leveraging your personal credit to get business funding, right? So if I can get my personal credit together, I can leverage that, and now I can get $50,000, $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 of business credit to help me launch my business, to help me get things going, or whatever the case may be, right? But you have to learn, you have to be in position before you can play the game. As an investor, you're learning about so many different things. I was talking to some people the other day. They didn't even realize that all of the products they owned, they never even knew. We're living in a world now where everybody is all caught up in the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci, and all of these things. But how many people own stock in Gucci and Louis Vuitton? You can buy stock. And so why, when you want to be an owner of this company that's brand is so lavish that people are wearing knockoffs, that people are buying the knockoff Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and all of these things is so, as a brand has expanded itself, and not be able to own a stock, a share, right, as an investor. So, yeah, I may have a Louis Vuitton bag, I may have a Gucci bag, but I also own the stock. And while I'm owning the stock, I'm also guaranteeing that that stock will go out and make money for me, and I will get another stock, and I'll continue to grow and grow. Listen, you're not starting this to take over the world in 3 days. You take it day by day. But what you're creating is a habit. You're creating a mindset. You're creating a level of consciousness as the investor. What can I put my money, my time, and my energy in? Guess what? Sometimes it's not always about the money. It can be the time as well. I can take the time to study, to learn, to really stay focused on becoming a money generator. How can I generate money? How can I have these ideas that I want? These ideas that I have in my head. How can I, as a mental alchemist, transform these thoughts into things so that now I can become a money generator, now where I'm not trading my time for money, but now I'm trading my wisdom and my knowledge for money. I now become an entrepreneur where I was able to now no longer work a 9 to 5, but create an organization, create a company that now creates opportunities and begins to feed other families and give them the opportunity to thrive and survive and become successful. Money generator. When I hear the word investor, I think money generator, one who generates money at so many different ways. There's a company, I can't find the name, I can't think of the name right now, but I invest in this company all the time now. I've been doing it for a while. It's a company where you can, it's a company where you can own paintings. So like the Mona Lisa, all these $1 million paintings, you can purchase shares of the paintings and you can own it. That way, if the painting is ever sold, you will get your commission or your percentage of the painting you owed. But there's a whole lot of paintings on there. I will give you the name of it next week and put it in the chat so you guys can click on it and get it. But just these are so many different things that you learn about assets, how the rich acquire paintings and art and so many different things. And I think you can start off real low on the paintings. So there is no excuse. We spend so much money subscribing to all of these channels, from Netflix to HBO Max to Hulu to Peacock to Apple TV, all of these things, streaming services. We spend money on everything else. But coming into the place of now becoming an investor, becoming an owner, that's like it's funny to me. You'll see people, they'll eat all kind of fast food, they'll eat everything, they don't question it. But as soon as you come to them with something that's vegan or something that's healthy, now they want to look at the ingredients. And that's the kind of world we live in. As long as we're talking about, doing this, securing the bag, running around doing all this stuff. But now when we talk about how to become investors and how to really focus on becoming money generators, now everybody kind of wants to test the waters to see exactly what it is we're talking about. And we get that kind of stuff. But you want to lock in and really hone your skills to understand how money works, how to understand the language of money, the game of money, the world of money, and understand how it really works and operates. Another architect that's important is the connector. How to leverage relationships and social capital to create financial opportunities, build and maintain a strong network of contacts for mutual benefits. You know, every time you listen to a millionaire, and if you ever ask them a question, what's the most important part of being a millionaire or a billionaire, the first thing they say is relationships. The ability to be in a relationship with certain people has opened doors for them, put them in places where they could really utilize and really move into some great opportunities within the realm of being in that place at the right time and at the right place. Relationships are everything. As a connector, you want to be able to connect to the right people. You want to be able to connect. But guess what? You're not going to be a connector if you're not doing anything. People are not going to connect to you. You must begin to move the needle. You have to get up and apply this knowledge and this wisdom and begin to step out there and go after what it is that you want to manifest. And you begin to connect the dots and begin to connect to the right people, and things will begin to open. Many of us are sitting down waiting, oh, when I get the money, I'll do this, and when I do this, and when I do that, and it doesn't happen that way. What happens is, as you move on in life and you go after what it is that you're going for, everything you need will show up at the right time. The educator, continuously seeking financial education, share knowledge with others, stay informed about financial trends, and educate yourself and others about best practices. If you're going to talk about getting money, then you're going to have to study money. That's why I tell you guys to go to MSNBC every morning, start looking at Yahoo Financial. I mean, there's so many different organizations and platforms you can look at, but you would find things that you feel that are more accommodating to you. But you have to begin to study money. You have to begin to study the platform, study the whereabouts, the ins and the outs of this whole platform, this game we call the money game, the financial trends that are happening about different companies and different things that are going on. When we talk about the banks and this bank just did this and this company got bought this other company, those things you must keep abreast of. Those things you must keep on track, because this is a money game. Everybody, I'm assuming everybody here has played Monopoly once or twice in your life. You understand Monopoly. It's a game. But when you play in the game of life, you always want to play to win. And studying and getting the knowledge and the wisdom, it's always phenomenal. It's always good to have a mentor. It's always good to have somebody that you can lock into. And there are many people out there who you can lock into that can show you how to get into the stock market, how to do trades, how to do options, how to buy and sell, how to do EFTs, how to buy dividend stocks, how to do the compound interest. You know, there's so many different things of how you can get into those things. Some of you want to get into real estate. Some of you may want to get into tax deeds. Somebody want to get into flipping houses. There's so many different ways of how you guys can get into this as a money generator. So keep in mind, I want everybody listening to me, we're not teaching you to just sit at home and then money is just going to come falling on your lap. But you're going to have to make the initiative to create the streams and create the doors that will open and begin to move and begin to put yourself in the right place in the right time and in the right position to become a money manifester. The healer is another archetype that's very imperative. The healer speaks about approaching wealth as a holistic mindset, integrate wellness practices into final planning to maintain the balance and reduce stress. Health is the new wealth. What's the sense of it to have all the money in the world and be sick? So you want to make sure you go get your yearly checkups, that you keep yourself in a great health regimen, that you do keep on top of your health, because you don't want to allow yourself to be overstressed, overworked, just kind of overcapacitated with a lot of things that have been going on and that you're working on, but you want to stay focused. You don't want to get too riled up with too many different things. So that's what I tell you guys. You kind of got to pull back a little bit from the things that are happening in the physical world, because those things will deter you. They will knock you off your square. They will bring fear and uncertainty and doubt and all of those things into your mindset and into your into your physique that you don't need. You want to remain conscious. You want to remain elevated. You want to remain in a place where you have control over the things that take place in your life. The innovator is another archetype that's important. Embracing new technologies and innovative solutions to create wealth. Be open to unconventional approaches is to adapt to changing markets. Yes, you want to stay on top of everything that's happening. You want to know with the technology. And what that means is that, listen, as you embrace money, your life changes. I find myself, people ask me all the time, hey, there's a new movie on Netflix and on this, have you seen it? Have you seen that? And I say, no, I haven't seen it. There's a list of stuff that I still haven't seen yet that I need to go back and watch. But that's because I'm so focused on other stuff. I'm learning about the new concepts that are coming about, the new tech companies that are doing different things. I'm more fascinated with the future and what the world is moving into and what are we getting ready to embrace in the financial sector. When you actually grab a hold to the money consciousness, your whole life begins to change, because now you start looking at things differently. You start looking at currency. You start looking at finances. You start looking at things that matter. And all of the other stuff are just things that don't matter anymore. You begin to change. Your appetite changes. The things that you used to watch or that you used to have an appetite for, you don't have an appetite anymore. You start changing and you start really delving into things that are going to help you secure the bag. Everything we're talking about today is the things you need to secure the bag. But many of us have it wrong because we think, oh, I'm going to go get a Louis Vuitton, I'm going to go get a car, I'm going to go get a house, I'm going to go get all this stuff and jump on Instagram and Facebook, and that's not securing the bag. Because what happens if all of those things get taken away? What happens if there's a big storm and all of those things get destroyed? What happens? See, if you learn how to secure the bag and the bag is you'll be able to get all those things back times 10. Because you would have already understood how to be the innovator, how to be the investor, how to be the healer, how to be the visionary. You have learned how to project yourself into all of these different archetypes and how to be able to secure the bag and begin to utilize these talents, these gifts that you were given. The planner, as I said before, is something that's extremely important. If you fail to plan, they say you plan to fail. Where's your plan? I ask everybody on this call right now, what's your plan for 2025? If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. What is your plan? The planner creates comprehensive and detailed financial plans that map out long-term goals. Utilizing financial planning tools, stay organized to achieve financial milestones. Somebody says, I want to start investing. I want to start accumulating X amount of dollars. There's so many different products for you to get into the financial markets. You just I told everybody to get a brokerage account. You can get a brokerage account. You can start putting money, using your brokerage account to invest in stocks. There's so many different things you can do. So you want to put yourself in a position to win. You want to start utilizing and studying, and the knowledge is out there. So you can't say, well, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. The knowledge, the wisdom, the opportunity, they're out there. It's out there. You are the bag. You just need to learn how to secure it. And these attributes, these archetypes that I'm talking about today are the ways that you can secure your bags. The maverick. The maverick challenges conventional financial wisdom and explores unique, independent paths to wealth. Bold in your financial decisions and trust in your ability to succeed on your own terms. Yes, it is imperative that you understand the archetype of the maverick, somebody who's aggressive, who's out there doing so many different things and getting involved in so many different opportunities. And I just think that it's imperative that you have an understanding that as you move into this money sector, as you move deeper into this, we're teaching you from a spiritual connotation how to have the mindset, the level of consciousness. But what we are doing on the spiritual side is to project you into what happens on the physical side, which means you get out there. You get out there and you get in those markets and you get in those things and you begin to work. The explorer, to seek out new financial opportunities and markets, embrace the adventure of exploring different investment options and income streams. Yes, an explorer. How can I make money? What are the different ways I can make money? How do I create? How am I looking at? I'm looking at creating money in the long term. I'm not looking for a quick fix. I'm looking for constant streams of income for the rest of my life, for my children's children, for my children's children's children. Long streams of income. Almost like a well that will never run dry. And so I think that it's imperative that we embrace these concepts, that we embrace this knowledge. One of the things that I like to look at when I talk about money is I look at everything from a metaphysical and mystical aspect. And it is my foundation upon which I stand. And so what I mean by that is when everybody seems to be flipped upside down because of what happened in the world, and they say to me, you're not bothered by that, it's because I operate under a different foundation than most people. When I look at securing the bag, and we're almost done here, I have to give you the 4 elements of security of securing the bag. The first element, of course, is earth, which brings you the stability and the security. And earth represents the stability, grounding, and material wealth. Money viewed through the lens of earth signifies the tangible resources that provide security and substance. It is the physical manifestation of energy that offers stability in one's life. Practices such as grounding exercises, the working with the stones that we talked about before, also connected with nature, enhancing one's financial stability and sense of security. So when we talk about securing the bag, one of the elements we work with is earth. The next element is water, which deals with the flow and abundance. Water symbolizes adaptability and the continuous cycle of giving and receiving. Money associated with water represents the fluidity of financial resources, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a healthy circulation of wealth. Techniques such as feng shui, which promotes energy flow, visualization of money as a flowing river, and the charitable giving to keep the cycle of abundance in motion are ways to harmonize with this element. The third element we deal with is fire, which deals with passion and transformation. The dynamic of energy of creation and destruction. From a mystical perspective, money linked to fire embodies the drive and ambition that fuels financial success and the ability to transform financial situations. Harnessing this element involves setting passionate financial goals, using affirmations to ignite motivation, and engaging in I would say engaging in practices that will allow you to invoke transformational energies. So, like, working with the fire, what are you enthused about? What gives you the ability to be very passionate? Also, what allows you to be very locked in, very focused on this particular thing that you're doing. These are the elements. This is how you deal with things on a foundational level. When we talk about securing the bag, mastering these 4 elements will definitely bring you to a place of securing the bag. Air, the element air, deals with ideas and communication. Air signifies intellect, ideas, communication, the unseen forces of the mind. Money associated with air highlights the importance of financial wisdom, innovative thinking, effective communication, and the wealth creation. Practices that enhance this element include meditation for clarity and thought, using affirmations or mantras, studying financial literature, and engaging in mindful breathing and breathing exercises to cultivate mental agility and openness to financial opportunities. So we have here the 4 elements that help us to secure the bag, which is earth, water. Earth has to do with stability and security. Water, flow and abundance. Fire, passion and transformation. Air, ideas and communication. These are the things that will help us and guide us into securing the bag. You are the bag. And how you secure the bag always happens on the inside. You secure within. And once you secure within, you have no thought in your mind, because you know that what happens on the outer realm or in the physical reality will always be secured through your understanding and consciousness of what happens within. As within, so without. My friends that are listening, there's no greater time than now to really start thinking about, how am I going to generate money? How am I going to be it becomes frustrating when you don't know who you are. We're not going out here forcing you to get a job and forcing you to create money, but we're giving you the opportunity to open up like a flower and begin to bloom, because you were born to generate and to allow money to flow through you, as you, right? You're getting into a place now where you're realizing that I no longer have to deal with life telling me how to live, but now I can control and tell life how I want to live. And it can be a very frightening situation, but when you know who you are and you know the powers that you possess, and you start applying these teachings that we're learning, something happens. You begin to move into levels of unbelievable realms you never thought you would have imagined. And so I'm glad that you guys were able to listen to this, and I hope you take heed to this, to not allow yourself to get caught up into what's being dangled in front of you, but to be focused on what's dangling inside of you. What's in your consciousness? What's in your imagination? What are you thinking about all day? What are you working on at home? What are you focused on all the time? These are the things that matter. These are the things that will manifest and become what it is that you want. And so it's imperative, my friend, that we secure the bag. And I want you to know, listening to me now, the bag is secure. If you're able to go through these archetypes and begin to interlock with them and begin to become familiar with them and begin to start using them in your life, you have secured the bag. And there's no way that you cannot allow unlimited streams of income to flow, because everybody who's utilizing, who's adapting, who's tapping into the money manifestation mindset, you are a money generator. I just want to know what 2025 looks like. What are we generating in 2025? And I think that it's imperative that we stay focused and that we keep ourselves accountable for being on the right path and beginning to move. Yes, some of us may fall down, but we get back up again and we keep going. And so I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Please, if you haven't done so, please hit the like button. It helps us out so much. It helps us greatly. Those of you that are listening, please, for your first time, please tell us what state, what city, what country you're listening from. I would like everybody to type in the chat, I have secured the bag. I have secured the bag. I want to invite each one of you over to our circulation. We ask every week for those of you that find that this message has been very beneficial to you. You are able to get something out of this information. This teaching begins to expand, begins to lift you up and elevate your consciousness, and you really enjoy it. We ask those of you that find something out of this, we're asking all of you that can to donate a $26 donation to our organization. It helps us to promote. It helps us to run ads. It helps us to get the teachings out, to get more people to see us, to become more visible, to expand our organization so that we can help more people like you out to find their destiny, to find their purpose in life, and begin to get on the right path. And so we are extremely excited about your help, and those of you that always come through, whether some of you may not have the $26, some of you say, I only have 5, 10, I only have 15, whatever it is that you have, go with your heart. If your heart is telling you that you should give, and some of you may want to give more than $26, whatever it is that you want to give, we speak it into existence, that whatever you give, that we speak it into existence, that you will receive 100-fold return, that it will come back to you 100-fold, whatever you release out of your hands. We believe in circulation, which means that we believe that once you release something out of your hands, it will come back to its original point of origin. And so we believe in circulation. Money was designed to circulate. It's designed to move and to circulate. And so we are forever grateful for your donations. There are 4 ways that you can give. The first way is our Cash App, which is $TOESC, $TOESC. The second and third way you can give is through PayPal and ZELLE. And both of those ways you can use our email, which is info, INFO, at TOESC.org. Once again, that's INFO, TOESC.org. That's our email address. You can hit us on ZELLE or PayPal. Also, another way that you can give is through VENMO. And VENMO is going to be issacharbey at gmail.com. That's ISSACHARBEY at gmail.com. Also, you can look in the bottom of the description. The ways to give are there also, so you can definitely continue to be a blessing to us. And we thank you for your attendance. Please, if this has been a blessing to you, please share this with 5 of your friends. Let them know that we're here same time every Sunday, same place, same time every week. And we look forward to your presence. We look forward to your attendance. and we look forward to your financial help. So I thank you. I like to say this one thing: your destiny is not a matter of chance, but it's a matter of choice. And I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.